Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Building Big with City Skylines episode 67 and the series finale. I'm Enigmius and today we're going to do a little post-mortem on our city here, which is quite an accurate term because we got our first ever death wave. Death waves are the kind of thing I've seen people talking about them on different forums. Very frustrated quite often, these people talking about the death waves, and the frustration comes from not knowing what to do about them, I think, because if it was a case of traffic being backed up, we have an idea of what we can do. At least we know we've got a traffic problem. If we've got skulls popping up all over the place and people dying and buildings being abandoned and leaving our city, maybe people don't know quite exactly what they should be doing about that. And it's really a traffic problem is what it comes down to. Is the traffic, the hearses can't get to where they need to be in time. I think a lot of people, based on what I've been reading, believe very strongly that the hearse leaves the crematorium or the cemetery and it drives to the nearest dead body and picks it up and then drives back and continues onward, but it seems more like there's a queue system. So if you've got a dead guy who's halfway across the city and 5 dead guys within a block of the cemetery, the hearse is still going to drive halfway across the city to get the first dead guy because he was the first one that was reported to him, and is going to take him back, and then he's going to pick up the closer ones. If your hearses can't get to and from the bodies fast enough, that's when they stack up. Problems happen, people get unhappy, the smell is unbearable, they start moving out, it just spreads. That's why they call it a death wave, and it can do a lot of damage to a city if it's left unchecked. The solution, of course, is to improve traffic in ways that allow things to move smoother. If you've got bottlenecks in places, traffic stops at intersections for too long, too often, that becomes an opportunity for change. The other thing you can do is distribute the positioning of the crematoriums, usually, and if you're that much into the cemeteries, you can do the thing with those as well. But crematoriums, they're smaller, they're easier to use, they're easier to place them closer to where the deaths seem to be centered, and maybe that'll help. That's one an option. There are options available to people who want to solve a death wave problem. In my case, I got the death wave and it kind of snuck up on me, and all of a sudden I looked at my entire city was covered with skulls and abandoned buildings, and I said, okay, we've got a death wave situation, and I didn't bother to save it. I used it as a little bit of foreshadowing, a little bit of cheatiness, reloaded the save, and then did some things to the traffic to try and ease the flow and allow the hearses to get around a little bit faster, and it helped. But it didn't stop the problem. It delayed the onset of the death waves, and it took longer for the death waves to reach critical mass and spread across the entire city, but they were still death waves. And that's when I realized we've done our bit. We've got 67 episodes now. If you were to stack them back to back and watch them all at once, it would be a full day of City Skylines. That's not bad for a series. That's pretty decent. And we're kind of at the point now where things are feeling a little bit samey. I think it's a great game. I really enjoyed it. There's a lot of hard work and talent that went into making it, and it's going to stay in my library for a long time. For now, it's a good time to move on to something else, because otherwise we push ourselves into that position where we start to resent things that aren't working. Instead of just accepting, like, this is a thing and I don't feel like dealing with it right now, it becomes, this is a thing and it's stupid and it's a dumb game and the developers suck for letting this happen. We've all seen it. We've all seen it. Everywhere we go, we see it every day. Don't want to get to that point, so we're going to let it go for now. We're going to find something to put in its place at some point in the not too distant future, and we've got some other series on the go as well, with a little bit of variety so that this isn't a complete loss. But I would encourage you guys, if you enjoyed the series, to let me know what you liked about it. If you kind of were ambivalent about the series but watched it because you had nothing better to do, by all means let me know what you think I could have done better. Right now, we're just going to take a little bit of a look around the city, a closer view at the different neighborhoods so that you can see that it was widespread, this whole thing with the skulls and the abandoned buildings. And there's really not much more that we have to say about it. So by all means, guys, again, comments and feedback. Thanks for watching. See you in the next series. Take care.